Let God humble you, or your own ego will. And Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 16 through 18. I'm going to go verse by verse. He said, he fed you with manna in the wilderness, a food unknown to your ancestors. He did this to humble you and test you for your own good. God said, all of your resources you familiar with, I had to strip you from them. Because when you in the wilderness, you start leaning on those resources more than you lean on me. You start feeling like you can figure out everything on your own because you did it last time with the resources that you don't even know that I provided. So you starting to make the resources I gave you an idol. So I had to strip you away from it in your season of wilderness, so you can realize that it wasn't you that did it. It wasn't your connections. It wasn't your degree. It wasn't no pretty privilege. It wasn't your ex that normally lend you money. It wasn't your friend that you can normally call and lend you money. That's why all of the resources you used to ain't working no more, because God said he had to strip you of all of that. Not because he want to humble you in a bad way, because he wants you to learn that it's not you that you need to depend on. It's not the resources. It's him that you need to always depend on. Then the next verse 17, it says, he did all of this so you would never say to yourself, I have achieved this wealth with my own strength and energy. I know a lot of us in this generation, we like to say we self-made, we are our own boss, this, that, and the third. But sometimes God wants us to, sometimes that can be a trap from the devil, because if you feel like you're doing everything out of your own strength, then when you get in a position where can't nobody get you out of that position but God, not even yourself, not your degree or none of that, then you will start crumbling, because you will feel like, why I can't get out of this? Because you start feeling like, oh, I did it last time, I should be able to get out of it this time. And then you close the door in God's face to where he can provide you wisdom and be a lamp to your feet, because you so used to feeling like you were a self-made boss, and that's the only affirmations you done said to yourself, that you done got it out the mud on your own. You ain't gave God no props. So now, because you so arrogant, you done got stuck in a season where God got the answer. He just waiting on you to knock on the door and seek the answer. The Bible says, seek and you shall knock and the door will be open. But you ain't knocking because you too busy trying to figure it out. So because you so arrogant to the point that you don't like not figuring stuff out on your own. You don't like asking nobody for help or nothing. But God said you can ask him for help. Verse 18, it said, remember the Lord your God. He is the one who gives you the power to be successful in order to fulfill the covenant he confirmed to your ancestors with an oath. And this is why God needs you to learn how to lean on him and not be too arrogant to the point where you're not humble before God and do things his way, because it says he is the one who gives you the power to be successful in order to fulfill the covenant he confirmed to your ancestors with an oath. God wants you to be obedient. God wants you to be successful so he can fulfill his promise, because he's not a God that he should lie. God is trying to get you to work with him so he can fulfill his promise. And your disobedience is coming and is interfering with God's glory that he's trying to get. God is trying to complete his promise. But your disobedience is making it a challenge for God to complete his promise, because you're trying to figure out how you can do everything on your own. You think you being successful just so you can go stunning flicks. God said, no, I'm trying to make you successful because it's going to help me, and it's going to help me help you be in alignment with my purpose and my will and the calling and the assignment that I got on your life. It's not so you can go flex on your haters. I didn't make you successful so you can go buy all the bags, all the shoes, all the clothes, the fastest car. That is not why I made you successful. Me making you successful is because, yes, I want you to live an abundant and a life of overflow, but I'm also doing this with a purpose, because I got a bigger picture in mind. So let God humble you so you won't be humbled by life. Don't ever think that it's by your own strength, because soon as you start realizing, feeling like, oh, I'm doing this all on my own, the devil gonna sit you in right in that trap. You're gonna build your own trap, because you're gonna come into a Goliath where there's something that's way bigger than you, and you're gonna need God's strength. Ain't nobody gonna be able to do it but God. But if you too stuck on feeling like you're the only person who can get you out of this, you're gonna be stuck there forever. Have a good Sunday. Oh, it's not Sunday. Saturday. Sorry.